watch people, you know what time it is. Here we are. I'm on the show.
Let's pop that microphone right in front of you.
Thank you.
Spencer.
Hello, watch lovers. You know what time it is. Come on.
Spencer.
Who's better?
We've got
What?
the boss in the house.
Let's go, man. Let's
We've got
go.
the
We have
OG.
the boss, yeah, Archie Luxury, all the way from Aussie. Thank you, Archie. It's really amazing you coming over. Also, Gav, you know who else we got here?
Go on, tell me. Break the news.
You know who else we got? Tim Wright in the house.
No way.
Tim Wright.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Timothy, great to have you back.
It's I'm glad to be back.
To be
And
fair, Tim,
Bringing the positive with me.
I
Let's
feel
be
like
fair.
you're part of the team every single week. Now, Paul, what I just before we went on air, I said, what are we calling you? Paul, Archie. I just don't know which alter ego you're going to be right now.
Archie.
You're definitely Archie Luxury.
Archie, yeah.
Okay, fantastic having you along. Have you had a good time so far?
Otherwise, I feel like it's my dad talking to me.
No, I'm young enough to be your son. I was actually shocked. It was an interesting fact. I was nearly fell off my chair when I found out you're younger than me. I mean, I literally nearly fell off my chair. You're 3 years younger than me.
5 years younger than me, Gav.
Yeah.
Hey?
Tim, you're about 12, aren't you? Timmy, how old are you now?
I'm 32.
You're 32.
Wow.
And I was
Okay.
just talking to his dad.
Amazing. Guys, thank you for joining us again on a Monday night. It's great to have you all with us. Don't forget to pop your comments in for the boss, the OG, the Pontiff. Where did the name the Pontiff come from?
Community. The community.
Oh, hang
you
on.
never
Let-
would think of a title like to. It's
Let's-
awarded to you
I
by the
see.
community.
Gav, this is the real man. Come on, let's hear your community.
The community.
It's Tim's line. That's it.
Fantastic. Guys, don't forget to give us an upvote today. We have some special guests with us. We'd like to see everybody joining in and give us a nice little upvote. It's always good for a little tickle. Great to have you with us. And of course, we're going to be discussing everything that went on this weekend at the London Watch Show. Now, first off, I think it's always proper and polite and correct to ask our guests to show us what is on their wrists. Archie, would you like to go first with one of your wrists?
Okay, here we go. This is my JJ LeCoultre, my Jaeger LeCoultre.
Let's have a little look. I can
Reverso.
Reverso.
There we
Let's
go.
have a little look at it. I'll pop
There
that
we
on the
go.
camera here.
There we
By
go.
the way, before I do go any further, this beautiful looking new stand in front of me was gifted to us by the fabulous guys at the Soho Watch Company. And I have to say, what a fine piece of kit it is. Do check them out. I popped a link in below, but
That's a
unbelievable
beautiful
watch stand.
stand, Gav.
It really is. With a beautiful watch on it. Tell us about this watch.
This is a watch I got for my 40th birthday. It's actually got an engraving on the back, which it was given to me. Well, my wife put it on her credit card and I paid it back.
Yeah,
But-
that's the real world.
The thing about this watch is here, this is a watch which I bought because I loved. It wasn't for profit or for investment. It was just a watch I thought looked amazing.
It's very elegant. It's very Art
it
Deco,
is.
isn't it?
It is. It is. It's thing about this watch here is it is a Reverso Grand Date. These are from the 2000s, and I can flip that.
Yeah,
for
flip
you
it
there.
over. Let's have a
So
little
to
look.
flip it, you just want to push it from the end. It's
I
actually,
see.
It's actually quite stiff. This model has always been a bit like that.
Spencer, get it in for service.
Actually, it's been serviced.
Oh, it has
actually.
been serviced.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's just
wow.
how it is.
Look at that.
Oh, look at that.
8-day power reserve. You can see the double
Yeah.
barrel. So that's how it does that.
Amazing.
Power reserve, and it's got the 2-disc date. You know,
Right.
like some of the Langes do the 2-disc date, which is
Yeah.
a bit more complicated. Just an absolute beautiful piece. Just a gorgeous watch. Probably when I bought this watch, I could have got a 2-tone Submariner, a 16613. That's the pre-ceramic, because I got that watch just nearly 10 years ago, and the Submariners have gone up more, but it's watch collecting. It's also not about the money. It's what you love and you
It's
like.
the style.
Mm.
Style at the
The
time.
interesting thing is, at the time, I also I had a Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 14790 ST. That's the 36mm automatic AP. It was $500 cheaper than this.
And what's that worth nowadays?
I think you're looking about £20,000.
Yeah.
And I thought this was a better watch. I still believe it's a better watch. Obviously,
The Audemars has just increased in
it's
value.
gone crazy.
Tim Jacks has just popped in with that nice thing, Archie, toned down. By the way, we've spent the entire weekend with this man, and I got to tell you, there is definitely a toned down version, which is a beautiful thing.
Well,
A beautiful thing. But we're going to get to that in a minute. Left wrist. Talk to me
Okay.
about your left wrist.
Okay, I got to tell you, I had a very, very good fan who gifted me a watch,
Spencer, pay attention to this bit.
Wow.
and
No, viewers pay attention.
Yeah.
You see,
Here we go.
I can
Let's have a
have
look at
fans
this.
who can gift
So
me
you're
as well.
telling me one of your fans
Mhm,
gifted you a Sky Dweller.
that's correct.
incredible.
That
It's
is
incredible.
unbelievable.
So listen up, you fans.
Yeah.
Steal.
Look, the thing is this.
Spencer, you had a bottle of champagne over the weekend. What are you complaining
I
at?
actually had a bottle of gin as well.
Bottle
I
of
had
gin as well?
chocolates.
There
I've
you
never
go.
had a watch.
No, wow, that's unbelievable.
It's a once in a lifetime.
It really is. How
A
do you
lifetime
say
achievement award.
thank you to such a person?
You just keep bowing. Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bert Dundee says, well deserved.
Look, the guy. I got to be totally honest with you. The guy who did this is an absolutely top bloke.
Yeah.
Really, really nice bloke.
Beautiful.
And,
Box and papers, or did it come out the back of a lorry?
box and papers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually
Amazing.
2017.
Fabulous.
It's, you know what? I love the white.
Yeah.
I love the white.
Long finger
the
says to you,
white-
what a fan. What a fan. That's more than a fan, isn't it?
So special thank you to Bondage and Discipline. That's his handle on YouTube.
Amazing. Amazing. Timothy, what are you sporting today?
Well, I've got the
Speedy.
Speedy.
A Speedy?
You want me to?
You
press
can
it?
hold up to your camera
Oh,
over
we
there,
can
so
hold
passing
it
it around.
down.
Everyone knows what Speedy looks like.
Yeah, 3861.
Beautiful.
The Sapphire Sandwich.
Now, I believe that was bought for you as well, wasn't it? Spencer, you taking note of all this?
Very.
Our
very
two guests both have watches. We are doing that. Not
So
only have we got
either I'm not getting bought or I'm supposed to be buying. I don't know what way.
100%. 100%. Martin McGuire asks, Archie, do you still have your Speedy Man on the Moon?
Of course.
Yeah?
Actually, I almost wore that to London.
Hmm.
I almost wore that, and I
You
just
were gonna
thought
wear
London.
Casio.
Yeah, I
but-
was going to. I got to tell you, someone said
took
I-
some convincing.
I heard all the stories. You know, it's dangerous, and I'll be honest with you, it's far more dangerous than I thought. But you know something, life's too short
Absolutely.
to wear boring watches.
So hang on, what was the watch you were going to wear? The Omega.
No, I was going to
Inside,
wear a Casio.
Okay, but instead you've got two watches on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Spencer, what do you got on today?
Today I've still got this Pepsi.
No. You're a watch dealer with a zillion watches.
But I get quite. There we go.
Paul, if you pass that over to me.
Sure.
Look at
But I
am I
have
like
got-
am I like family? I just call you Paul. I can't do
Either way.
I can't do
Either way
I
is
just I'm
fine.
just there we go. Spencer's
But I love
Pepsi.
that. You know, I get quite attached.
Just don't be
to
surprised
this.
if he calls you dad.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's I mean the Pepsi is absolutely gorgeous.
But the other thing, that's the Mark II, Archie. You familiar with
Yes.
that?
Yes.
See, on the earlier ones, Gav,
Yeah.
the red is a bit more pinky.
right.
Yeah. That's sort of more red.
They've got three. How many versions?
I think there is now. Yeah, but
Mm.
the Mark I is the real sort of.
Spencer,
Pink.
I raided the safe today.
There we go.
I
on.
raided the safe for something very special because I was talking to chaps at Zero West.
Yeah.
Who the great guys,
Yeah.
love their new launch, love Ishin's new video for their new launch. And I thought to myself, what better than to wear their H1 P3 708, this beautiful watch. And the more I look at the pieces that you have in stock,
You did, didn't you?
I am.
I mean, the cases alone.
I
are
love the case,
magnificent.
but I absolutely am falling in love with their watches. And in fact, I think I'm going to make one of them my next purchase because I am not just the craftsmanship, but actually it's something a little bit different now.
But the history.
The history is beautiful.
Archie, you've seen with these, like the parts in them, the design. It's quite incredible.
Amazing.
Is this the one that Oshin made a video on?
I think he's done pretty much all their videos so far. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Really, really a gorgeous, gorgeous watch. So that's us all covered in terms of watches and what's on our wrists. I'm just going to go to a couple of comments. Spencer did the competition winner giveaway. Congrats to number 3, the winner.
Number 3, yeah.
We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. That was Martin Costello from Shannon in Ireland. And of course, then we realised that we've got to ship it to him in Ireland, and then we think we might have a customs thing. But anyway, we're gonna work all that kind of stuff out, guys. If you joined us for the weekend, do pop your comments. It was great seeing everybody. One thing I would like to personally do is there was someone that I didn't give him 10 seconds because everybody was pulling me in different direction. I'm the least most known out of all of you. But Uncle Jonga, I'd like to apologise to you because I got 10 seconds to say hello and someone jumped in front of you. And next thing I know, you'd gone. So next time we see each other, I 100% want to catch up. Did you get a chance to see everybody and speak to everybody, Paul?
Oh, it was a very busy show there. It was a lot of punters in the crowd there. And I got to tell you, by the end of Saturday there, my brain was not only the jet lag. Actually, I'm a bit jet lagged. At the moment, I think it's what time is it? If only my eyesight worked, I could read
About 2 in the morning, isn't it? What are you,
the
GMT.
second disc on the sky. So it's completely. Yeah, it's early. So, but I got to tell you, it was fantastic.
Right, we're going to come to the whole London Watch Show thing in just a second. But as soon as you are our special guest, and no disrespect, Tim, we've had you here and you've been the star of the show. And we now, at the moment, obviously your Archie is like cameraman slash
I've been making a film.
slash everything. You're usually our wingman.
Yeah.
Now you found yourself a bigger calling. That's got no problem at all. Archie, I want to ask you a couple of questions.
No problem.
On behalf of Spencer and I, you're the OG of the YouTube watch world, the luxury watch world.
Yes.
Tell us about your channel and why all those years ago, because it was a number of years ago, you set up.
Yes. Look, the thing is, I started my channel in 2009. I came from an IT background, and at the time there was thing called YouTube, and I had worked for a watch dealer in Thailand for a couple of years. I had all these photos, which I had shot. And I was just impressed. You could actually combine photos, video, and speech in YouTube. I thought this is amazing. This is incredible. You basically can become a TV station. And I started playing with the technology. This is the software, which was Microsoft Movie Maker.
Microsoft Movie Maker. Wow,
Maker.
That's going back a few years.
And I thought this is amazing. So I started putting a few videos together. And the monetization kicked in, and I thought, you know what? This is amazing. If I could pay for a watch a year from doing YouTube, that'd be amazing.
So cool. Now, as I said, you started quite a while ago.
Yes.
There's been a massive transformation. In fact, James, just roll the little VT we made of Archie.
Hello, and welcome to www.luxurytolast.com. Today I want to talk about the 10 greatest watches of all time. Now this is a list that I've put together after much thought and debate, and these are 10 watches I think are the ultimate watches to have. Now we'll start at the bottom and work our way up to number 1.
We had to get the handicap room, Timmy. I mean, it's fucking embarrassing. What am I supposed to say on my show, right? I'm supposed to be an international YouTuber, and I'm staying in a fucking handicap room with a fucking metal piping. Man, what the fuck am I supposed to do, man? Come on, man. When you got a really good body, like mine, I was pretty good looking, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I was a good looking lad. You'd be silly not to cash in on it. Obviously, some dietary pressures haven't worked out that well for me. It'd be hard for me to do that now, but you know what I mean. With the right look, I could try and do a bit of blue velvet work myself again, but it's getting harder. I'm getting older.
Archie, there's been a transformation. So Paul Pluter to Archie to the Pontiff. You started out doing beautiful reviews of watches. Now you're staying in disabled toilets, swearing. You're a model. You're a pimp. You're a rent boy. What's going on?
Well, I started off as BBC One. Amateur hour BBC One, and then I just got sick of that and thought, I just be myself.
I think
Don't
you're an
pretend to be
absolute
anyone
legend.
else.
I was sitting in my Jim Jones this morning eating my cornflakes, and there was you two. You put that video up, and I was crying with laughter as you're having a little walk around Soho, like 6 degrees in your shorts, telling everybody what a great body you've got. Once upon a time,
it's an amazing. I got to tell you, I've never seen history like that in Soho. Soho is so beautiful.
Yes.
And
did you like the rats on the street?
Look, I was going to say to you, all you need to do is throw a bucket of sewage in the street, put some big rats
it's
around.
the plague.
It's 1850.
You're absolutely right. It's the Great Plague.
1850.
What's been your highlight for you and Tim in London so far, do you think?
Look, I got to tell you, the highlight has been coming to we went and saw Spencer at BQ Watches. I've never seen such a huge display and stock
of
watches.
Hold on. You got Buckingham.
That can't be the highlight.
You got Buckingham Palace. You've got the history of London, and your highlight is seeing Spencer's watch collection.
Highlight. That's it. Just leave it. Yeah?
Just leave it there.
Archie, carry on.
I've seen the palace in the documentaries. I've seen the palace in the documentaries. The British Museum we got thrown out of.
You got thrown out for filming.
We got thrown out for filming.
Yeah, that's a big no-no.
We look
here.
like BBC. I've got a big camera.
We
He's wearing a tie.
We had an argument with them at the British Museum. They say, "So what are you doing? What are you doing?" I said, "Look, we're just filming." Oh, you can't do this. Can't do that. I said, "Don't worry about our filming. When are you going to give this stuff back?" No sense of humor.
No sense. Tim Jackson saying Archie and Tim are a great couple. Hope we see more of them together. I have laughed my arse off at you two. Honestly, it's been comedy gold. And
that's
actually,
great.
I'm going to say something, right? I hope you take this the right way. I really get you now. When I perhaps watched your channel and I doing research for Spencer stuff, I used to sit there and I used to shake my head. And I don't who can actually watch it. And by the way, I know you're admired and adored, but I would tell you over this weekend, I properly love you. I think you're a fantastic fella. Tim, I've always loved you anyway, and Spencer, of course, you know. In fact, obviously we've got our third leg missing tonight because there was only 4 chairs in the studio, and of course there is someone missing, but we'll catch up with him in just a second. So one of your highlights was obviously Spencer and his watch collection.
It's just an amazing. I've got to be honest with you. I've been to Hong Kong, Champagne Court. You see a lot of watches. You see these windows full of them. A lot of them, added diamonds. They've done this. You got some that are nice, some that are a little bit. The quality of Spencer's stuff, consistently nice and original. Not messed with or this done or that done. In Hong Kong,
customized and after,
You know what I mean? That's not really some people like that. It's not my cup of tea. I like honest watches that are. I'm not saying that to be perfect, but they're
honest. They're not tampered with.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not enhanced in any way.
Tim, can I ask you how you found living with Archie? How's it been for you?
Oh, it was incredible. I mean, we were we were riffing of each other. We were working, writing incredible script for Archie Luxury,
the movie,
London Watch Show, the movie, and working on the tour of America.
Fantastic.
In October.
Who snores the loudest? That's one of my questions.
You know what? It's impossible to tell because he snores like a truck, and you can't hear yourself snore. So it's impossible.
I'm wondering in what world do 2 strangers who've never met each other literally decide they're going to come to London and grown-up men and share a room.
Well, I got to tell you what. Have you seen the prices of London rooms?
Yeah, I live here.
I mean, it's. I got to be honest with you. I leased a car. I'm 50. I'm turning 50 this year, and I decided I leased a car, and because my wife went guarantor, and what happened was to get her to go guarantor, I had to buy her a Hermes bag. And then they asked me to put in 11,000 deposit, so that was my emergency cash. And I said, I don't mind putting 11,000 in. Can I use a credit card? They said that's fine. I said okay, done. So I'm completely skint.
You're broke. You're brassic, as we would say.
So
That's why you had to share the room with him.
well, what happened is I got a couple nights at the fancy wancy hotel,
Grosvenor.
The Gross.
and Tim had 3 nights at
In the handicap
in
place.
I didn't know this until we went there. It
Wow.
was cheaper, and I said, you know what, Gov, why don't we do a combo swap, a combo meal deal
Fantastic
swap?
Meal deal. So do you feel like you found a new soulmate?
Actually, he's been very fun to be with.
Yeah?
I've had a lot of fun. It's been great.
I mean, you got a shared bathroom.
Shared
I
bathroom.
can't imagine that's going to be pleasant between the two of you.
It gets better than
Go on.
that. It gets better than that. We had 2 separate beds in the handicap room.
Yeah.
Then we went to the really posh hotel. What's that? The Grosvenor House.
Yeah, Grosvenor House.
Grosvenor House.
Yeah.
And Paul Thorpe. They were short on rooms, and we requested 2 single beds.
Yes.
But you know what? I'm not too scared to sleep with a man I've just met.
Fair play to you, Archie.
You know, and at
You're-
£500 a night,
Makes sense.
that's
Yeah,
fine.
quids in.
That's fine.
Okay, a quick fire quiz for you.
Sure.
Wine or beer?
Ooh, beer, please.
Louis Vuitton or Hermes?
Ooh, Hermes.
Rolex or Audemars?
Ooh, Rolex.
Theatre or cinema?
Ooh, theatre.
Rolling Stones or the Beatles?
Oh, Beatles, Gov.
Beatles, governor. Night out, night in.
Ooh, night out.
Anthony Farah or Roman Schaaf?
Oh, Roman. He's Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Roman.
No, Russian. No, he's Russian.
No, he's
No,
Ukrainian.
he's Ukrainian.
From Odessa.
Ukraine.
Oh, from
Yeah.
Odessa.
I'm Ukrainian as
Hold
well.
on, I thought
Yeah.
his wife was from Odessa.
No, both
Oh,
from.
did I get it? Oh,
They're
sorry.
both.
My apologies. ABBA or Men at Work?
Oh, Men at Work.
Of course it would be. Tim Wright or Paul Thorpe?
Ooh, Paul Thorpe.
Of course.
Of course, it's absolutely fantastic. Of course, it's going to be Paul Thorpe. Sorry, Tim. It would be for me as well. We love the man. We're going to get to the London Watch Weekend. What a watch weekend we've had. Should we just take a quick look before we dive straight in? Guys, if you have anything you want to ask about the Watch Weekend, fire your questions in. James, roll that VT. Hi everyone and welcome to the London Watch Show 2022. Super excited to be here once again. Going to be bringing you coverage across the entire weekend. Going to take you with us every step of the way. Excited to have you with us. You had a little walk around, Paul?
Yeah, it's amazing setup. It's a different setup from last year, Gav, but I think it's an improved one. There's loads going on. It's going to be a great weekend, and now we're just waiting for the people to start turning up.
What can people expect from this weekend from the BQ stand at the London Watch Show?
Well,
I mean-
obviously a lot of watches.
Yeah.
I've heard people saying already, oh my god,
Look at their stock.
you've even got more than what we thought. And we're like,
And more
yeah,
than we had last time, so that's a record to beat, really.
exactly.
What are you looking forward to most about sort of today's show?
Just having a look at all different watches, what they've got for sale,
Yeah.
really, and
Yeah.
prices.
When you walked in, what was your first impression?
Well, I mean, can't fail to miss Spencer's stand, really, can you? I mean, it's lit like a Belisha beacon.
It really
and it's
is, isn't it?
fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
there's people 3D,
Yeah.
but the stock is just
Unbelievable.
BQ Watches is king of the London Watch Show.
It looks fantastic. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of good stands. It's a nice variety as well. I find.
For me, it's all about the people. I came not specifically to see watches, I came to see the crowd. You know, we spent so many hours online just talking, and to finally see them, look them in the eye, you know, that's special.
That's great.
The
So,
community.
What draws you in about the watches? What is it you love?
It's multifaceted, really. I love the aesthetics, but actually I love the mechanics of it as well.
My love of watches has always been there, but it's got intense over the last, I would say, 2 years. It's got intense.
Yeah.
I was given my granddad's watch in '98 when he passed away. And I've recently just got a new battery in it because I got it from one of my family members. And seeing that minute hand move over was one of the best feelings watch related that I've ever felt. You know what I mean?
There's Thomas Tompion pocket watch down in that corner on Somlo company. So it's one of the made in 1710.
Wow.
One of the first pocket watches to have a minute hand, and the movement is just incredible. £40,000. That is worth it. That's worth it. 1710. A man built all those intricate things with 1710. The year was when he put all those things together. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe it.
It's crazy. It's been busy.
Yeah, it's been mad busy.
Yeah?
I've lost my voice again.
Have you?
I didn't have a voice to start with, but I've lost it.
You've lost it, yeah.
But yeah, it's been good.
Good business, good
Really
yeah.
good. Just meeting great people, some lovely watches, good business. Yeah.
We should have got him the steps to stand on.
Yeah, do you want some steps?
Do you want a bit of height there,
I'll tell you
Spencer?
what, how about this? Is that better?
Is that better?
So used watch 23. That's where they are. That's what they retail at. At 20.
Diamonds are difficult. They're not easily traded. You've got gold. Well, gold you can't transport. There's nothing like this stuff. And I tell you what, guys, buy Rolex, buy Rolex, buy Rolex, buy Rolex.
Did everybody love the shot just there of the world's worst boy band? I am the lead singer of the world's worst boys band. Guys, it was great seeing everybody this weekend, wasn't it? Too many names to mention.
Fantastic.
Sticking out from me, great to meet Jamie Opulence. Patek is king. We love that. He was everywhere. Crossy Boy, it was great to meet you. Derek Fox, great to see you. Far too many names to mention, but a lot of handshaking, wasn't there?
Definitely.
I mean, we were 4 or 5 deep on Saturday, just trying to get to people, saying hello.
Now, there's one person who's been missing. We really should bring him in. Ladies and gentlemen, the governor, as I like to call him, Paul Thorpe, is with us. Howdy, Paul.
Evening all. Lovely to be here.
How you doing? You okay?
I'm knackered, mate, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely shattered. I've lost my voice. I need some sleep, but as usual, I'm raring to go.
What's your take on the weekend?
It's been like I don't know, it's been quite bizarre because our week started last week, didn't it, Paul and Tim? We picked you guys up from Heathrow, and it's been a whirlwind few days, but it's been fun, it's been memorable, and I think it's one of those events that when you all get home and it all settles in, then you look back at it and think, wow, what a weekend, or what a week that was. But I've got to tell you something, boys and girls watching this. If you thought that looking after Spencer was hard work, you want to try looking after Archie and Tim. I'm telling you. Honestly, if there is a Queen's Award for patience and virtue, I reckon I'm due it this week.
Sorry, Spencer's just having another coughing fit.
Great to look after.
Yeah, they were great to look after?
It was hard.
Yeah, they were great fun. All
I've got to say, Paul,
behaved himself impeccably.
All I've got to say, Paul, is now you know how I feel.
Yeah, you have to do it every week.
Walking around with you two for 9 days, and you had 2 days with these boys.
with the three that you've got in Spence, I tell you what, they remind me of my grandchildren, Gavin. It's lovely to be with them for a bit, but it's good to give them back.
Thanks very much. Hand them over to Gav. I'll look after them. Now, Spencer,
Exactly.
Spencer and Paul, Archie, and Tim, we're going to just deal with the elephant in the room because everybody's been asking the question all weekend. I've been pestered with people saying, what went on, what happened, and actually, Paul, you're always the best one to verbalize where we are now with everything. So let's talk about Friday night's little disaster. Well, it wasn't a little disaster.
Well, Friday, I mean, the event, as far as we know, took place. Well, it did take place before the show started. Obviously, Jonathan at Edinburgh Watch Company has had some watches taken, or they've been mislaid or lost, whatever. You know, we don't know the outcome yet. There's an investigation. I've spoken to Jonathan personally today, and I am respecting Jonathan's own wishes that are, we all refrain from guessing, speculating, talking about the incident that, frankly, we know very little about. We know no facts for sure. The police are obviously investigating it. The show is cooperating. Jonathan is obviously cooperating. I'm hoping, and I would imagine, that everyone will be singing from the same song sheet. And the main thing is that, you know, Jonathan either gets his watches back or, you know, is insured. Obviously, we all hope and pray that it comes to a good end. Unfortunately, and Spencer will know this, at being a veteran of many watch shows. I mean, I went to the Munich Watch Fair for donkey's years, and I don't think I remember a show without something happening. It's a regular occurrence in this business, unfortunately. But this one was a bit close at home because we all know and love Jonathan. But as I said, ultimately, we've got to respect Jonathan's wishes and let the facts and the authorities deal with the situation, and where really it's not for us to really comment on, or certainly not for us to speculate on.
Yeah, I think take the speculation out of it. For you, Spencer, how was the show? You don't ever have the expectation of sales because that's really not your driver for being there. How was it for you?
I mean, it was just great seeing everyone. We saw hundreds of people. I mean, the Saturday was absolutely mobbed. And showing people our watches. Also, we bought quite a few watches and meeting customers, old and new.
And
I mean, just great.
And Archie?
Look, it's absolutely.
Who? I need to know who was at the show. Was Paul Pluter at the show, or was Archie Luxury at the show?
Hey, I tell you what, it started off as Paul Pluter, and after those hors d'oeuvres on the Friday, it became Archie pretty quick.
Yeah, you love those hors d'oeuvres, didn't you?
Yeah,
what was the dog shit one?
It was duck shit. Okay,
Yeah.
It wasn't dog shit. It was duck shit, and I don't understand. And then they had this. You know, let me say this to you: if you're running a show, just very, 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 very quickly, spring rolls, potato wedges,
chicken wings,
mini
burgers,
and also
satay.
Yeah. You know, the peanut sauce.
So, Charlie, we got no advice for you on security, but we're absolutely all over it on the food order for next time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll steer clear of everything else. For you, Timothy, how did you find it? I mean, you were busy looking after the pontiff.
Well, it was incredible because I was following Archie as close as I could, filming every single moment. So I got to witness a lot of explosions, as we call them, and a lot of heartwarming moments. Like, for example, the moment when Archie received the Sky Dweller. It's something that only 5 people saw that.
Okay. 5
including
people
Archie.
and your camera.
And my camera.
Okay. So
and that's going to be in the film.
Okay.
In 3 to 5 weeks.
Amazing.
Let's say 2 months. Let's
2
not
months.
rush it. Yeah.
Spencer, a lot of people are asking about pieces sold and, you know, genuinely with a good sales. Would you say, I'm going to ask this question I asked Janilda last week, more buyers than sellers or more sellers than buyers?
No, we sold more than we bought.
You sold more than you bought?
Yeah. I mean, people know they can sell to us all the time. But what was nice was across the range from sort of Cartiers, Tudors, Rolex, all the way across the range of what we sold there.
Biggest piece you sold? That's a question from me.
I think it was one of the Daytonas.
One of the Daytonas.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Speaking of Daytonas, if anybody was watching closely to that film, and by the way, it just shows you how busy I was because I reposted a picture that someone had posted and tagged us in on Instagram of an unbelievable watch.
Well, the one we've showed you.
Hold on a second. On the Sunday, I went up to the stand and went, sorry, have we got this watch? Is that because someone said, Spencer, bring it out. Let's have a little look. Unbelievable. First one that any of us have seen.
Yeah.
We're putting the gloves on. Don't worry, Paul. This isn't for you. This isn't for you.
I only worry when Tim puts them on.
Yeah, they would be the latex kind.
And this is the Mirage watch rolls, which are incredible.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
So,
tell everybody what you've got in front of you there.
So this here.
I'll bring that round to here. I'll put it on the camera and you tell everybody what we have got.
That is one of the first that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The meteorite on the yellow gold.
Ian Nicholson, your bum must be twitching as I'm holding this. I'm holding it in two. I have a habit of dropping watches, Archie.
Yes.
I don't really want to drop this one. It might be more than my life is worth. I'm going to go one-handed now and have a look at that. Guys, that's the first one we've seen. Spencer, how much is such a awful looking watch?
The best thing is to call me tomorrow on that, if anyone's interested.
All right, okay.
Give us a call. I believe we've got one in the white as well, with the white with the meteorite.
Yeah.
And there are none about in
Oyster
the white.
Flex or full
no,
bracelet?
on full bracelet.
Wow.
Full bracelet.
I mean, I wondered what it looked like. It actually looks quite pink, doesn't it? The meteorite on this. I don't know if that shows in the light, but that
but they are super rare.
Yeah.
Really are.
What do you think of that,
Amazing.
Archie?
Look, I love this. It's just superb. Look at the contrast of the black eyes and the meteorite dial. It's sort of Paul Newman sort of ish, reverse Paul Newman. I really love it in the yellow gold.
It's for sale, Archie.
Yellow gold is really coming back in many ways. There, you got the white gold was very popular in Europe. Rose gold's been really, really trendy. Now it's time for yellow to come into its fullest. And seriously, if you had this watch, what more would you want in a Daytona? What more would you want, really?
Yeah.
I suppose the thing is, you'd say, do you want a John May or do you want this one?
I think it's got to be this. This is rarer. But Archie, you've seen in time how it goes from rose to yellow.
Yep, 100%.
It does rotate, doesn't it? Of the different.
Oh, 100%. Look. For many years, the Europeans liked white gold. The
Italians then loved the rose.
Exactly.
They all had the rose.
Exactly. And now you look at people like Patek. When they brought out the world time with the enamel dial there, they brought it out in yellow only. So it's kind of, they've made it, I think yellow gold itself there, it went out for a little bit, but do any of these colors in gold really go out?
They just go through phases.
Yeah.
Let's ask Paul. Paul, you were taking, he's fallen asleep. Paul, morning. By the way, can we just say that's a rascal of a top you got there.
Gav, I just wanted to say...
Yes, go ahead.
Look, I know everyone's thinking what I'm thinking. Paul, have you been on a chess convention? Can I ask you that?
I thought
it looks like a chessboard.
Listen,
come on, guys.
All the time people keep telling me I need to dress age appropriately.
No, I think you're good. I think you're good. Honestly, Paul, anybody who wants to rib you, I know I did it once upon a time, but honestly, you've grown on me in every single way. My favourite was Tangerine Dream on Saturday. I thought that was amazing. What was the best watch you saw at the weekend? What was the best watch you saw, Paul?
The best watch I saw at the weekend, do you know what the watch I fell in love with the most? Was that Patek pocket watch that we saw in Burlington Arcade, Paul?
Yeah, on the Thursday, wasn't it? Yeah.
The perpetual
watch. I would love to own that watch.
Here's a nice one Spencer's got for you, Paul.
It's just gorgeous.
Paul, have a look at this one that Spencer's got in for you. Can you see that on the screen? You probably can't see it on the screen because you've only got the screen in front of you, have you?
I can't see it.
No, I know. You need to get a few more little iPads and stuff. Spencer, tell Paul what that is.
So that's the Rubens Barrichello in the rose. I'm also hoping to try and get a platinum one of those. Now, let me tell you, going back a number of years, these were super popular. I mean,
I'm going to hold it for you.
They really are stunning watches. if you like the APs, I mean, these were the ones. Really
Paul-
were.
I need to get up.
Paul's always said,
Spence, don't sell that to 21 until I've seen it.
All right, fine.
You better toddle in your car from Brighton tomorrow, Paul.
But Paul, I'm hoping to get the platinum version as well. The platinum version. Yeah.
Archie, is AP a brand that you love?
I got to be honest with you. I got, to be honest with you, I've owned a couple of APs, and in all honesty with you, I got my ass kicked with servicing. I had a quartz AP where the crown fell off. That was a two-tone. I had a 14790, which is automatic 36mm AP, where, you know what, it would work, Gov, but whenever midnight came, it would sort of stop. So as long as you sold it in the morning, it wasn't a problem. But, you know, I've really had my ass kicked on AP, and I got to be totally honest with you. Amazing workmanship, amazing quality. I think the best way to describe these AP Royal Oaks is like those. Remember those Lamborghinis in the 80s that the oil sheiks would drive? Remember those ridiculous
Countach, yeah.
No, they had the Countach engines in it. You know the 4-wheel drive ones, 6-wheel, and they also made 6-wheel versions. Six. Remember those?
Was that not the McLaren?
No. We're talking about they were 4-wheel drive Lamborghinis in the 80s that oil sheiks drove. They used to race them in the desert, and they're kind of that temperamental. They were that kind of temperamental. Look, I will never touch AP again in my life. It's jinxed. I don't know. So some people have a good thing with it. To me, Rolex, Patek, Vacheron, never AP. But that's not to say you look at this thing here. It's amazing. I mean, this is an incredible watch. The attention to detail is amazing.
There's your car.
Is that your car?
Yeah, that's the car I was talking about. And these apparently were so unreliable. They were apparently terrible.
Is it?
It was a Lamborghini,
Off-road.
a V12.
Yeah.
A V12. It's kind of like a oil sheiks Rolls-Royce Cullinan from the 80s.
Right.
And they didn't sell well. They kind of came in. I remember in the 80s they were just to die for, but they even made the 6-wheel, which is, very Thunderbirds are go. Remember,
yeah.
With the I love that 6-wheeled car. Okay. But look, this is incredible. AP's not my cup of tea. And that's the thing about this hobby. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to, and AP is a great brand. I just wouldn't. It's just not my thing.
Paul, you can give the counter argument here because I know you love an AP.
Do you know what? I think that Paul, ironically, we've come up with similar analogies. I liken Rolex to Mercedes-Benz, and I liken AP to Ferrari. Ferrari, for me, better looking, more sleek, but a little bit more finicky. But I think Paul's analogy is probably quite accurate, to be fair.
Paul, what was the highlight of the weekend?
I still love them.
You still love them. What was the highlight for you? Is there one particular moment you can pick out?
Yeah, unquestionably meeting the viewers. Unquestionably.
I thought you were going to say Rod Stewart there.
Yeah, Rod Stewart was there.
I thought you were going to say Rod Stewart for a minute.
Yeah.
No, the real stars of the show, mate, were our viewers. 100%.
Absolutely.
I love every one of them.
I'll tell you who I did meet on Sunday. I met this unbelievable young man. Let's get a picture of him. There's Hunter. Hunter came in to see us right at the end of the show. Loves his watches. So, so Spencer, if you're missing a day out of your inventory, it's because Hunter's got it on his wrist. He's 11. He loves watches, and he was asking for some advice. So I told him and his dad that he's 11. He should go to his local Rolex AD, get his name down now for his 21st, and he's got a 10-year head start on everyone. Yes. And get himself going.
Exactly.
It was great seeing him. Also, big congratulations. You pulled out the winner, didn't you? Or were you picked a young lady to pick the winner?
I did, yeah. We did pick out a young lady to pick the winner.
Martin Costello. Martin Costello.
Martin Costello.
From Shannon in
well
Ireland,
done, Martin.
who is over the moon with the watch you've given him.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good luck to you, my friend. Wear it in good health and lots of happiness.
And Spencer, as soon as we gave away the Omega Seamaster, guess what the next thing that came through on my Instagram channel from a few of the viewers?
When's the next giveaway?
What's coming up next, Gav? How come Spencer just keeps giving away watches? We're gonna have to save up for a little while to sort of replenish the coffers, aren't we?
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Paul, it's been great having you with us. We're going to crack on with the show and let you get on and enjoy watching us.
Thank you very much.
Paul.
I can get to sleep now. Go
Paul,
on.
5 weeks till Vegas. Baby.
I know.
Paul.
And can I just announce that our Las Vegas trip, we can confirm that it has been officially sponsored by the guys at Zero West Watches. They are sponsoring our trip to Las Vegas. Thank you so much.
Guess who was wearing? Guess who was wearing a Zero West today, Paul?
Gav. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you, Zero West. That's amazing. We will talk more about that. Yes, Paul. 5 weeks till Vegas. So I've had some fantastic. Spencer, just shut your ears for a second. Just shut your ears.
Tim,
Paul, he can't hear me. I've got some fantastic ideas, and I'll ring you tomorrow.
Fantastic, Gav. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us, Paul.
Paul, safe trip home. Tim, safe trip home. It was great having you.
See you, Paul.
Paulie, take care.
Okay, you can jump your headphones off now, guys. We're all back in the room, which is amazing. Tim, for you, was there an actual highlight of the weekend? Did you feel like you weren't live streaming this weekend because you were too busy looking after your boss?
Oh yeah. Well, listen, I think seeing Archie receive the watch, I think it was such a magical moment, and being able to capture it on video, I think it was really incredible. Because I think it really humbled Archie. And then, of course, seeing the follow-up explosion the next day.
Now, Archie...
the pizza.
Archie, you've been doing this a very, very long time, and we are literally like kindergarten kids.
We're a year old,
Spencer. We're 1 year old, actually, last week. What advice would you give Spencer on being a YouTuber?
Look, I think the thing is you've got to be true to yourself. Don't necessarily copy someone blatantly, but pick up a few pointers here, a few pointers there, but be true to yourself.
Have your own style.
Exactly. And
what pointers should we take from you then? What part of your channel should we plagiarize?
You could know what the best thing to do with my channel is to look at it and see what not to do. Do not go to the handicap room. Do not sleep with men you just met. Do not, there's a whole
Don't wander
list.
the streets jet-lagged in the middle of the night.
Poker Rich says Archie knows his shit, period.
Exactly.
Yeah, Archie knows his stuff.
Experience. It's experience, isn't it?
Yeah. Thomas Bennett says it's a beautiful sky dweller, Archie. Congratulations.
Thank you, Thomas. I met Thomas at the show there. Thank you.
You did.
It's a cool guy.
Fantastic.
You met a lot of people, didn't you? Watches and Wonders is coming up. We're a week away. What's your feelings on that, Archie?
Look, I got to be totally honest with you. You know what? I really don't care. And the reason I say that is having a look at BQ's watch inventory and stock. You know what? Let's be completely honest there. Whatever Rolex releases, whatever these big names release, that's taking a punt. I think in many ways you really are best to look at a nice inventory, and I've said this to Spencer before. There, for many people, they want a nice, clean, honest watch, and with BQ, the inventory is amazing. So, with these new things that come out, I think it's good. But let's be honest.
6 months away. We won't see it till September.
And there's
and
very
a 2-year waiting list.
There's no, unless you're a VIP with this and that. Don't fool yourself. Go and buy something on the pre-owned market. Pay the piper. Pay the market price. Don't play the games. don't. The reason I really dislike the AD experience is the dishonesty. When I say dishonesty, what I mean is they don't say to you, "Sir, you need to spend this to get this." If they told you the people who started this were Hermes. They don't say to you, if you want a Kelly, you need to spend 50,000 or 10,000. They don't set the variables. They say everybody's experience on the journey is different. The journey. So you have no idea. So what that means is if
it's a bit of a story. It's not a real.
You might never get there.
You might not get there. They keep moving the goalposts.
If you're naughty, if we don't feel you're worthy, well, too bad. So I got to be honest with you. It's totally irrelevant to me. The new pieces coming out. Yeah, okay. There's some pieces that are good. I'd rather look at established dealer and say, what do I really want? What's there? What's a fair price?
If you want a Batgirl, if you want a Hulk, you can go and buy it, pay the money, and have it the next day.
And I think, to be honest with you, instead of wasting your time being a delusional fantasist by thinking, I could get this, I could get this. You know what? Why don't you look what's good bang per buck? Like at the moment, you could look at the Rolex range and you say, I had a very good look at Spencer's stock there before. For example, the 36 mil Oyster Perpetuals in the blue dial, they're not ridiculous compared to the Tiffany's ridiculous. And the certain colors.
The date just.
Yep. Exactly.
Explorer 2 is reasonable.
Yeah, I think instead of wasting your time fantasizing over
things you're never going to see.
And you're not going to get value, taking a risk. Look at what is available at good prices with a good dealer who you can. I'm not saying only BQ watches. There's many good dealers, but you want someone you can honestly trust, have good stock, honest stock, and say, you know what, that's a beautiful piece.
Just look at how that reverser worked out for you.
Exactly.
Doesn't have to be.
And I got to be honest with you,
thing.
Too many people in this world here, they look at these new those are for really, really rich. You've got to buy so much crap. Well,
it actually costs more than buying on the grey market anyway.
Exactly.
And there's no guarantee.
Opportunity cost.
And let's be honest, save your dignity. Don't kiss the AD's ass. Don't waste your time.
Don't buy the Krispy Kreme.
Don't start your journey without knowing the variables. It's like if you went to a bank and said, "Look, I'd like to borrow £100,000." They won't tell me the interest rate. They won't tell me the term. They won't tell me the payments. You're thinking, what exactly will you tell me? It's just.
It's bullshit, like you say.
It's absolute. Yeah. And so I got to be honest with you. The new releases, you know what? I don't even care. Honestly, I honestly don't care.
There's enough beautiful
you're
watches.
Not going to touch them for all. We're not going to. Let's Gav with this. We see this every year. We don't see them for 6 months.
No, I know, but maybe I'm just the naive fool here. Is the only person getting excited because
you're a delusional
maybe I've just been in it for a year and thinking,
but
there's a part of me that's super excited to see what happens next week.
To see what happens, but you won't be able. They're not physical items.
Well, I know that. I know I'm never getting one anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant full stop, but I'm still excited to see what potentially may come. Ushin's in the house, the Timeless Watch channel. Hey guys, great to see the OG in the house, a record number watching the show. Tell Archie, I've got to be totally honest with you there.
Hey, Oshin, great supporter. He's come on many of my live Sheens. Coolest guy
ever
on planet Earth.
Yeah,
coolest homosexual I've ever met. And now he's sponsored by Carlani. Who's that expensive brand there?
Canali.
I don't think they.
The fashion brand.
I don't think they have anything that would fit me.
No chance.
Canali.
4XL and.
And Nico's with us as well. Legend.
Nico in the house.
Nico, great to have you with us, Nico. I hope you're keeping well. Great to see you at the weekend. I still haven't got my baseball cap. Didn't get down to see you.
He left some with the girls' cap. Was there not one there?
No. To be quite honest with you, I think I want a God tier T-shirt, 3XL, please. Next time you come over, that'll be great. So no one's excited over there about what's potentially coming next week.
Well, look. I got to be honest with you. There's such lies. And, it's like dating a girl.
Oh, I'm waiting for this. Hold on. Let me get comfy.
It's like dating a girl.
Tips from Archie Luxury.
Look, Look. Let me say this. I hope this doesn't offend anyone. Okay, did you ever hear about the couple who were in Amway who were virgins? The married couple. They hadn't done it yet, but it was gonna be great. And that's how it is with these watches. It's full whack, super pre. Don't play the games. Get excited about what is available.
Not what you can't.
Exactly.
Archie, you know what I think could be interesting, and everyone's asking, is we'll see, but we can't touch those. More importantly, what'll be discontinued? That's what, because everyone knows now, and I say this the whole time, Rolex is the reverse of the watch market.
Yes.
So when you have a car and you know it's going to be discontinued, all you do is try and get out of it before the announcement comes out. Now, in the watch world, what you want to do is hold on to the watches that are going to be discontinued, because what happens to them?
They go up, they explode.
You
And
can't
Gav,
get them again.
like you say to me, in the stock market and the city, it's built into the market. Everyone knows.
It's built into the price.
So
Yeah.
the 116900, the Air King, what's everyone thinking? Discontinued.
One person was missing this weekend. Brittany, I hope you're alive and well. Gringo, we missed you. Not sure what happened. Was fully expecting to see you. Hope everything's okay and you're doing well. But apart from that, Watches and Wonders next week. I mean, I think we're going to maybe just a little live stream from the office.
I'll tell you what's coming.
Tell me.
Two-Tone Explorer 2.
Yes. Really?
Yes. And
Is that your guess?
I've been plugging this for years.
Hang on. I want to go live on the channel. I disagree. Should we have a bet? In pounds or Aussie dollars?
£5.
10. Let's double it.
£10.
Gav, you watching
There
this?
you go, this.
Yeah. I believe that is not coming.
I tell you what, why don't we get this guy here? I'm going to pull out my tenner.
Yeah.
I'll pull out a tenner
You
now,
pull out
lovely.
Go on then.
I've got
Okay.
these Scottish ones. Is that okay?
Scottish is fine. We can take Scottish money. It's fine. On your channel,
we'll leave it there.
on your channel, Spence,
Give me
today.
£10 change.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I'll
there
take
we
the
go.
There we go. Okay.
He's done me already.
And I'll
Guys,
give
he's
you a
done me
Scottish
live
one
on the
of these.
channel.
Your quid's in.
Okay.
Your quid's in.
There you
Spencer,
go.
you had a little news letter go out today with a few, it's a few fun predictions
Of
of
the
what's coming.
OPs, the different
Yeah,
colours.
I mean this one. Let's put up the Submariner, because this kind of
and
makes
this
sense
is only
to me.
spec, Gav. You realise this?
This kind of it's speculation, but it does make sense.
It
A
makes
Submariner.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's what the thing about this would be amazing, and they're not going to do this, of course.
Well, who knows? But yeah,
Steel Submariner on a rubber.
correct.
But they save
And it's
money.
going to
You
bring the
knock
price
money off.
down. It's going to
Exactly.
bring the price down to make it more affordable.
Yeah.
And you know what? As soon as they try to make it more affordable, this is going to be triple the steel one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because Rolex would put special springs in it there, spring bars in it, that you can't put the bracelet on it, of course.
They'll also restrict
fit, have a different
the
fit.
quantity.
Sorry, Tim, go ahead.
They also restrict the quantity. This is going to be probably the most difficult. You're going to have to be a VIP to get one of those.
But doesn't that make absolute sense for a diver's watch? I mean,
Gav,
you know,
Gav, I've spoken about this for years, and Archie, I talk about this all the time. To give, when you order a car, we were talking earlier. You have 3 Series BMW, and you can choose the leather, the seats. How difficult would it be if on a watch you could have a few tweaks?
Well, Rolex used to do that. The bracelet, you could get an
Customizable.
Explorer 1 with a Jubilee. You could get an Explorer 1 with a Oyster. And also they had presidential bracelets you could get on the solid gold GMTs as well.
Yep.
the other
special-
one we've
special
been
respect.
speculating on and certainly went out today. I would certainly shove my name down for this in a heartbeat. Is a GMT, a Coke.
Oh,
You know what? I also want the Jaffa, a black and orange.
A black and
Or
orange.
black
The
and
Jaffa.
green. Or black and green.
No, hold on a second. I love that.
Yeah, black. The
A Jaffa?
The Jaffa. You know the one
Like
you
a little
roll
day.
down the cinema.
Yeah.
The Jaffa.
Yeah,
The
Jaffa cake.
Jaffas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Jaffa.
mock that up for you. We'll have it out tomorrow on our
The Jaffa.
Instagram channel. I think that's fantastic.
I like that. The Jaffa.
100%. Yeah, we've got this all wrong because I'm a real orange man. Funnily
Oh,
enough.
70.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. You know, the space hoppers. Space hoppers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Banter orange.
Yes.
Fanta orange. Yeah, yeah. What was the one we used to get 10 pence back on? The Corona.
Corona.
Corona Cherry. Do you have that when you used to? It was a glass bottle.
And the
and
soda. The
they used to
soda.
have a 10p thing on that. And if you return the bottle, you get 10 pence back on your bottle. I'm so old. You're younger than me. I'm still shocked.
Yes.
Literally, I pulled myself up off the floor over the weekend and went, Paul Pluta is 3 years younger than me. Wow. Anyway, the Jaffa Seedless. There we go. So yeah, I mean, I am excited for next week. Maybe because it's content and maybe it's speculation, and we'll all get disappointed as we did last time. But equally, it's not going to increase any kind of supply anytime soon.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
We'll get shot down for this one. State of the market.
I got to tell you, the state of the market is very healthy.
Yep.
Very, very healthy. I think the state of the market is, in my opinion, this is what my opinion is, the good things to buy. There's a lot. I would tend to stay away from the super speculative. I would say, instead of going for the Cermet or the Pepsi or the Panda,
Yeah.
why not go for the standard black sub steel?
Yep.
Go for the Explorer 2. So this is sort of second tier in the not the super hyped, but still Rolex steel sports.
Almost affordable. Almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Milgaus's, very good buying there. I saw BQ had some great examples of the Milgauss there. I'd probably
the Datejust.
I would
41.
stay away from the Oyster Perpetual. Too expensive. Well, why get an Oyster Perpetual when you can get a Datejust?
Some of the colour, there are similar
no
money
sense.
now.
There was another big controversy over the weekend,
Yes.
which I feel we haven't addressed yet, and it apparently keeps popping up in our chat, and it's a very serious one.
Yes.
Red Shovel says, "I want an apology from Archie on this show.
Yes.
Repeatsagate."
Look, I got to.
What's the story?
Okay, the story is with Red Shovel there. I got to be honest with you. Okay, he was wearing an AP, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Because it's a bad start.
He's a plumber.
He's a plumber wearing an
Okay.
AP.
And
Must be a very good plumber.
I got to tell you there, Red Shovel, I love you, and I was really, really wrong.
Talk to him. He's on the
I
camera.
was really wrong, Red, and he's okay.
He's a super fan.
I was hungry. We went to this restaurant, right? Now, never. Okay, I got to tell you this. Let me give Spencer. I'm going to get a bit personal with Spencer here. You don't let girls or thin people order food. I don't want fish on a pizza, mushroom on a pizza.
You do or don't?
I don't.
You want meat?
I want the pepperoni. I want peppers.
Something that fills you up.
Peppers. We want peppers. We want peppers. And we had I was just so high. I was so jet lagged. This was the Saturday, so I've been on the feet all day.
6 o'clock.
And
Yeah.
Red
6 o'clock.
Shovels took the piece of pepperoni.
The one piece.
I had a civil servant who was handing it out. I mean, and I lost my temper with him, okay? And I want to say to you, Red Shovel, I love you. I'm sorry.
Greggy
And
Boy says,
Live on the channel.
And I got to tell you, the AP, I really don't trust people who wear that watch. I don't know why. So
Greggy, ignore him because Greggy's looking at a lovely AP.
Yeah.
So just remember, guys, Archie doesn't know everything.
Yeah.
It's just his opinion.
Greg has just popped in with Archie and Tim ate 75% of the pizza was meant for 10 people just between the two of them. #fact.
We were hungry.
We
We had breakfast and then
We're
no
hungry.
lunch, nothing until 7 o'clock.
Exactly. We had those hors d'oeuvres on Friday.
They were,
duck.
the
We
duck
just-
shit.
And then we were waiting for the pizza. And you know what happens? I got to tell you something about some good old London cab drivers. Okay, let me explain it to you. They do the knowledge, 5 years to learn, 25,000 streets. Now, when you start saying to a cab driver, "You're taking us the wrong way, mate." Okay, we'll fix it up. He can turn it on a sixpence. I'm about to vomit. Right?
Is that before you'd eaten or after?
This is before.
Okay.
And it's because these guys are saying, "You're taking us the wrong way." And hey. So with Red Shovel, I'm sorry, mate. I was wrong. I should not have blown up there.
Okay,
I was wrong.
You got it here on That Watch Guy London. An apology
I wanna
from the Pontiff.
apologize to Red
Official
Shovel. I'm sorry. I
apology.
love you. I really love you. He's a salt of the earth guy. I don't know if I'd get him to fix my plumbing.
It's quite a long way for him to come, isn't it? Really?
He would really. And you know what the thing that pissed me off about Red Shovel is? Okay, I'll tell you what it is. There's certain things. He doesn't have a fucking garage for his Range Rover. He's got a Range Rover.
He lives in the countryside. There's no excuse.
What the hell? Why wouldn't you put the
There's no
car in the
excuse.
garage in the countryside? I understand if you're in Kensington, if you're in Soho, you don't have the garage. Okay, I get it. But when you're in the freaking countryside, why wouldn't you put it in the garage? Why? No. And he allows his kids to eat in the car too.
Of course.
No.
Of course.
Oh, no, I won't allow that. No. That's an absolute no.
No.
You don't eat in the car.
Exactly.
No.
He allows them to eat pizza in the car.
No.
Unbelievable.
There you go. So that kind of led to some anger.
But it made for great content. Let's be honest.
It did.
Guys, if this is the first time to our channel because you've been dragged here via the OG sitting next to me, please do give us an upvote. Do give us a subscribe. We do put out content every week that we hope is pretty decent, and do come back and see us. It'd be great to have you with us each and every week. We asked our viewers on Instagram to fire a load of questions at you. I mean, there's some real left field ones here.
Hey, go ahead.
Spence, I'm sorry this is not all about you today, boss.
Don't worry, it's fine. I'm absolutely fine with it.
But it's
great hearing all the
absolutely.
stories from Archie.
Yeah, let's roll a little VT. Okay. So our first question comes from Darren Scher, who says, why doesn't Zenith get the respect and attention that it deserves?
Good question there. And the answer to that is they had some really, really ugly pieces. Yeah. And this is the problem. The movement is fantastic. But they had some. I remember they had some solid gold in the 90s. Just the El
Primeros.
Yeah, you know these really ugly things.
Whoever was designing those wasn't Gerald.
And then they had some Defies, which weren't. Remember they did the ceramic-y sort of, and they did skeletonized. And you know what?
It's not a brand that we ever get a call. Have you got a Zenith? That's the thing.
You know, the thing is, they're amazing bang for buck. Where I think Zenith has gone the right way is when they've gone into looking at the past. They introduced retro ones, with the three-colored eyes. Yeah. They got the, the A, what's it, 384, the retro integrated bracelet one. That's good stuff. That's what you want to do, Zenith. But the reason they don't get the respect and attention, they had some dogs.
I think that answers the question nicely. Question number 2 from Box One Watches. Was watch collecting better before crazy prices or now crazy prices?
Okay, was watch collecting better before crazy prices? Look, I've got to tell you something. The whole reason I started this channel and I started off, my first watch was a 1016 Explorer 1 when I was 18. I could never, I was on average, lower middle class money. Okay. And I love these things. I could never afford this stuff new. I always had to get a discount. This is the reason. I could never afford to go and pay full price for I remember when I got my first Rolex, one of the really posh jewelers had it for $2,500. That was the price. Retail was $2,500. I got it for $1,500 for a mate of a mate who was in the trade. And you know what? They were always expensive. They were always expensive. It's like a Mercedes. You look at prices and say, oh, wow, in 1970, you could have, let me say, in 1960s, you could have a Ferrari. John Lennon's first car was a Ferrari 330, £6,400.
It was still a huge amount of money.
But that was a massive amount of money.
But Archie, just going back to Gav's question there, you know what's really interesting, Gavin? If I go back, and I've just had a bit of a sort of flashback, 10, 12 years ago, 2010, the dearest watches were new. Everything was a discount of new. Now, I was giving 25% off on gold Daytonas.
Mhm.
I sold many a gold Daytona for 16, 18,000 when they retailed at 24. So going back to then, 16, 18 for a new. If you bought a 4-year-old Daytona gold, it was then 12,000. So all of this was so much more affordable. Besides vintage, everything was 10% off of Submariners. So 2,800 list, you were paying 2.5 back in 2007. So it was far more affordable. But in those days, people didn't have the collections they have now. No one had now in 2022, many of people say I've got 20 watches, 40 watches.
Yes.
Back in 10, 15 years ago, people had 2 or 3, 5 pieces.
Yes.
They didn't have the numbers they have
Yes.
now, without question.
100.
Would you not agree?
100%. In fact, let me just say this too. If you look at why is this so? Why is this so? It was rumored that in the 70s, if you got your Patek service, Patek would lend you another watch. They had those steel ellipses.
Yes.
Because nobody had more than one watch.
Yeah.
And the reason for that was it was greedy. Remember, you had after World War II, you had rationing. So if you were if you had more than one, you were greedy and you were depriving someone else.
People didn't. People, as I say, going back in sort of 07, 2010, 10, 12 years.
First brand to become really collectible in multiples, Panerai, in the late 90s, early 2000s. And was watch collecting better before crazy prices? I got to be totally honest with you. It's easy to reminisce with rose-colored glasses and say, I could have got this and got that. But that's only because...
But no one did then. No one did.
No one did. So the thing is this. You know what? There are good buys now. I was looking at BQ. I had all the prices at the show. There's what I'm finding now is, if you're a watch collector, okay, you can't all have all Rolexes. Rolexes are expensive. But you have one Rolex, you get yourself maybe a nice Omega,
a Tudor,
Breitling, or a Tudor. That's what we found at the show. We did sell quite a cross section of Tudors, Omegas, Chopards. Again, there are some great watches there.
There
like
are some
Chopard
good buys.
that's £4,000.
Yes.
It's half the price of new. And that's what people used to buy from us. And that's where value is. And some people have overlooked there are still items, Gavin, of good value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to pick them out.
Yeah.
So I would say they've always been expensive. What Rolex, it's all relative.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that we remember the good times. I can remember being offered a Daytona in 2010 at retail. It was a black dial. Actually, 2010. I didn't have the money. I mean, I also was offered from a secondhand dealer a 3800 Patek Nautilus. That's the solid gold one for £5,000.
That was smaller size. I think that's 38.
Slightly.
Yeah, 38 mil.
£5,000, but you tell me, would you buy that for £5,000 with bracelet? Nice bracelet.
Gav, before you move on, just one more question.
Yeah.
Because I noticed this day, I was speaking with a customer. Where do you guys, let the viewers put up where they think I sold a Daytona, an 1165-20 in 2016. So that is only 6 years ago. 1165-20 with papers, 2016. And a few people put up there, and we'll come back to that.
What you sold it for? Okay, and just quickly, just came through. Ray is asking, how many watches does a Pontiff have in his collection?
My collection now, basically, I have streamlined my collection. And I think this is the thing that Spencer was saying there. Instead, you've got to really look at what you like there. These are watches for me because it's my collection. I've got 4 Pateks, a World Time 55110, annual calendar 5035, manual wine Calatrava 5196, and a 5127. So 4 Pateks, which I think for a working class guy is bloody amazing. 4 Rolex. I have this Sky Dweller just come in.
Edition.
I got a sub date 41. I've got an Explorer 2. It's not the 72, but it's the 42 mil.
216570.
Polar.
Exactly. And I've also got a Milgauss C Blue. So 4 Rolex, 4 Patek, and I've got a few other pieces. I've got a gorgeous, the Reverso Grand Date, and of course, what I think is the best chronograph, Omega Speed. I got the Legends, one of the last of the 1861. So my collection now is 10 watches.
Marcus Maximus. A few people have made this comment, Archie. I wish Archie was like this on his own channel. What a nice fella.
That's because I don't have lights that
Yeah,
work.
we brought the real you along,
I
didn't
don't
we?
have equipment that works. And I don't have a crew here.
Andy Bin says, great panel, but still missing the girls. And we do miss the girls. The girls actually have
they had to have a rest.
Yeah, they had to have a rest, but you know what? Tonight they agreed to step aside to let you two boys in. Let's go with the guesses, okay? So Gabion Wall says 8K, Kelvin O 9K, WH 14K, Coppers 12K, Uncle Jonga 11K, Bert Dundee 7.5, Thomas Burnett 9,000, Ian Sparr 12, Scott B 10.5, 9.5, 8, 5K from the Chili Badger. Go on, Spencer. There's lots of
I'm going to
guesses.
throw it out to us. What do you think? 2016.
2016.
Daytona. It was a used Daytona, 1165.20.
Ooh, you know what? It would probably be not much above retail, really. Give it a shot.
Tim?
2016.
Tim was in, in
actually,
nursery
those
school.
those were going. I think, actually, I remember 2016. The ceramic.
It's only 6 years
Daytona was
ago.
19,000. So,
All right, I'm going to throw it out there.
Come on.
Some of them were pretty close.
Go on.
7,100.
wow.
£7,100.
What?
Wowza.
And that watch, guys,
Jesus.
because I know everyone wants to know, that watch today, without papers, about 24 grand. With papers, about 27,000 pounds.
Okay.
So look at
It
that.
was still a lot of money then. That was
It was.
never
It was
cheap.
a lot of money.
It was never
It
cheap.
was a lot of money, but what's 24 and 27 now? That's a huge amount of money.
Yeah, someone made a very good comment. So I'm going to scroll back. Here we go. Bradders, who actually always, I find, gives really good commentary. The difference is 10 to 20 years ago, you were buying because you felt liked it. Now people are more comfortable buying larger collections as it's just a reallocation of funds rather than it's sitting in the bank.
It's an investment.
It's an investment. They treat it
and
as
something
an investment.
they can look at and enjoy.
And I find that
and it sort of grows with inflation, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's safer to buy.
Yeah, but I do find that people that really love their watches get annoyed when people call it investment pieces, investment watches. But people feel safe.
It's only people get annoyed like me who have sold the wrong bloody thing.
Yeah.
Right. You know, every time I got this thing where everything I sell, Spencer, I really fike up. Let me tell you, Spencer. Let me tell you. So what did I do a couple years ago? I traded 3 steel Rolex for 1 Patek. So what did I sell? Air King. The new Air King was in there.
Yes.
Explorer 139 mil and a Milgauss. How's that?
All growers. All ones that have gone up.
That was the non-GV black one. So I swapped that for 1 white gold Calatrava. Okay. Then, of course, I had the two-tone, the racing dial, blue dial.
Yes.
I sold that for...
So you're not
8,
to be followed on your watch trade.
He's the pontiff. He's not Nostradamus.
What I'm saying is this. No matter, look, all of us, this market is so crazy. You can only make the best decision at the time. It's only, and you know what? In life, if the biggest disaster in your life is selling a watch too cheap, I mean, that's not a bad life, is it? I mean,
it's not
I've
bad
done
at all, is it?
You know,
we've got a couple more questions in from
Yes,
Instagram.
yes.
Let's just go to a couple of those. First of all, Tufty1990 says, thanks for the content, guys. Gutted I couldn't make it to the show. Did anyone buy any watches? Well, plenty of people did. Next one is from Chopper's Wrist. I fancy it's a bit of a dig. How can someone be so irritating with only one mouth?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll just say thank you.
Thank you.
Trying your best.
Yeah.
Try your best.
Red Shovel. Tell Archie didn't eat his pizza The civil servant offered it to me, and Archie snapped it back. But I feel like we've dealt with that.
We've dealt with Red. I'm sorry, Red.
The ghost is laid to bed.
I'm angry. Can you please put the car in the garage?
Next one is from Hearty Picks. Mr. Pontiff, do you think the market is being ruined by grey market dealers?
Let me say this to you. I think the reality is it's being ruined by ADs who bullshit. That's who it's ruined by. Grey market dealers are that's the true economic balance of supply and demand, and they're fulfilling a very important need. Remember this, if it wasn't for grey market dealers, okay, it's like this, you've got cars. If there was no secondhand car market, they wouldn't sell anywhere as near brand new cars. It's very important that a car it can be sold, it'll go to a second owner, third owner, then it goes to the scrapper, especially if people don't put them in the garage and you spray that salt around.
Very quickly,
and you're
expedited.
eating food in it there, we've spoken about.
You can't buy a car someone's eating food in, can you?
You can't buy a car they've smoked in,
or
eaten food in, or in your Volkswagen,
yeah,
they've worn bloody jeans and
covered the seats.
You know, that colour transfer.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen that?
You
Do you notice that?
And also with your one, they keep charging it to 100% all the time.
I know, yeah. Nobody wants to buy my car after because I charge to 100%.
Well, he doesn't like that.
Volkswagen.
No, it kills the battery.
They told me don't charge it to 100% because you're going to deplete your battery. And I said it's on a lease. I don't care about the next person that buys it. Not my problem.
He doesn't keep it in the garage.
Archie, just going back, I just want to put a comment on there. Obviously, I am a grey market dealer, and if I wasn't there, what I'd say is, guys, and I see scams on a daily basis. If we weren't, what we do is make sure that what we buy is correct. And every single week, I see old day dates where they're re-engraved, watches with the wrong cards. So if we weren't there, we like police and make sure that, Archie, you've seen what we do in our checks and our operation. But when you buy something, if there's a problem, only this week, guys, and I don't mind announcing it, I had a customer who in 2013 bought a GMT and we sold it to a shop who sold it on to a customer. The watch was checked with watch register and the watch has gone back to Rolex. Guess what? It's come up as stolen.
7 years later.
9 years later.
9 years later.
2013.
Wow.
By law, you only have to honour something for 7 years. So the shop has come back to us and we've shown them who we bought it from. We've shown that we've done a watch register check. We done a watch register check last week. The watch comes up as clean. Rolex have stated that the watch is stolen. So therefore, our shop has asked what we will do for our customer. What do you think we're going to do? And they paid $3,200 for the watch. It's a GMT.
Give them their money back?
That's the first option. But they don't want their money back. They have bought a 16700 GMT with the Pepsi bezel, the blue and the red. They want that watch. We said, no problem. We have gone out, got the same watch that has a clean bill of health and give it to them in replacement of that watch. And that has cost us several thousand more than what we sold it for. But that's what we do as a company.
Buy the dealer,
and this is
not
what
the
we
watch.
say to people, and Paul Thorpe talks about it. When you buy something from us, if there's a problem, it is our problem to solve it. So 9 years on, this shop, which is giving their customer exactly what they bought, not many people, I don't believe today, would do this. If you bought it from a private individual, you go and try and find that individual and get them to resolve the issue.
100%.
It's not going to happen.
I know there was some. In fact, I was going to bring something up. I decided not to. There was something else that happened at the show this weekend, but actually, it's irrelevant. And it wasn't pizza, Archie. Sorry. Let's move to the next question. Time and tested, Archie. What is the one watch you owned that you thought, shouldn't have sold that one?
You know what? I got so many of those.
Every single one.
You know what? The good thing about this is if you don't have these sort of regrets, you're not flipping enough.
Yeah.
You know that? You gotta have some fun. And isn't it great? You've gone through your watches. You can have, there's a grey market network of good dealers there. You can buy a watch, let's face it, not all of us are multi-millionaires. Not all of us drive brand new Volkswagen electrics.
No, mine's a year old.
And I got to tell you this, you know what? Isn't it good? You could have a Submariner, trade it in, get a GMT, trade it in, get something else,
and then buy the Zenith.
Exactly. But I got to say, what's the one watch? Look, I got so many regrets in my life. The one that got away, you know what? I got firstly, there was the let me list them for let me list them.
Listen to your camera.
Let me list them. Yeah. Okay, we got the first Rolex I ever owned, a Rolex 1016 box papers, brand new, L serial number, last of the plastic Explorer ones. Then I've got the Maserati dial two-tone Daytona, which I got rid of recently. I got rid of that for £8,000. Then there was the two-tone pre-ceramic V serial number Submariner 16613. Okay. Then there was what else did I have there? Here's a big fike up. I had a Patek 6006. That's the one with the black dial and the sub seconds.
Yes.
I had that. I bought it, made a couple thousand on it there, and now it's gone up £8,000 from what I sold it. Okay, and I spoke to a couple of dealer friends. They said, "Oh, it's a great price you've got. We would sell it."
Were they the people buying it?
No. That's what the market was. See,
at the time.
What else is there? I got some more mistakes I've made there. Other mistakes I made there is actually I had a Zenith I really miss. I had look, it just goes on and on and on. You know what? If you haven't got regrets there, you're not enjoying the hobby enough.
There we go. Coming up to our last couple of questions. Josh Benson Photo. And once again, thank you, Josh, for all your work with us. Is having an in-house movement still a selling point, or has it become the norm?
I got to tell you this. Who created this mess? You know who created this mess?
Who?
Omega. Because what Omega did is they owned by the Swatch Group.
Yep.
They decided not to give their generic movements to non-Swatch Group members. So what does that mean? Well, that means people like IWC, Tag Heuer had to go to Sellita, which then people said, "Oh shit, that's really." So what Omega did by this stupidity, they made Rolex so desirable. This is my opinion on the market wrap there. And you know what? This is what happens there. As far as the in-house movement goes, you look in the 60s, Rolex used to use a Valjoux movement in the 4-digit plastic Daytonas. So they used a Valjoux themselves. There was no stigma. You look at so many of these makers here. Jaeger LeCoultre made movements for AP, Patek, Vacheron. This movement in-house wasn't important at all. You can thank Omega for making Rolex the king of that. They pulled this tide. And is in-house that important? I got to be totally honest with you there. It is what it is, and there is a respect for an in-house. This is why Rolex is so respected. Patek, Vacheron. The interesting thing is, this is the interesting thing. The really, really valuable Pateks, the really, really, really valuable APs, they're the ones without the in-house. Isn't that funny? Because the Pateks that are valuable are the Lemania, Novo Lemania. These were all Lemania movement. That's the ones that are worth the big bucks. The Daytonas that are worth it's the plastic.
Yeah, the older Daytonas.
So it's kind of funny how it is there. In-house itself there, I like in-house. Yeah, it's. But I think in a collection, you don't have to have everything in-house. It's good to have some variety there. There's some bargains, and you don't have to just follow the herd.
Nicholas says Archie has left me stunned tonight. Lots of lovely comments about you, Archie.
Thank you.
Got to
That's
say,
called jet
Archie
lag.
is
The jet
class.
lag,
Get
that's
him
it.
on every week.
This is 4 hours of sleep. 4 hours of
Everybody
sleep.
wants the That Watch Guy London Archie. There you go. So when you come to London, you can come and hang out with us. It'd be a pleasure to have you.
That's
Last
what happens
question.
when Archie has a really good meal.
Yeah.
Before an interview.
Eye in the Sky Ireland asks our last question. Please ask him to start calling the Submariner the Submariner and not the Submariner.
Submariner.
Submariner. And that kind of finishes off all our questions. Guys, if you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, why not? If you haven't enjoyed it, please let us know why. Give us all we'd love to have a thumbs up. We'd love to have your support. You know, we've been going a year now. Spencer, you'll be pleased to know we broke 4,000. It's pitiful, but we broke our 4,000 mark. So let's say thank you to everybody.
We're quality, not quantity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you to
Remember
everybody.
that.
Everybody
Thank you, guys.
each
Thank
week.
you.
Now, Archie, it's a thing on this show that Spencer usually does this unbelievably awful outro, which he manages to freck up every week. Okay. And
So what, you're gonna
basically,
let Archie talk
ask
about
him
this
what
then?
ask him what his
fight
strap
it up.
line is.
He
What-
knows.
What is
If
this?
you haven't dealt with us yet, it's only a matter of time.
Don't you think that's shit?
Come on, Archie.
Can you think of something? If you haven't dealt with this yet, oh, what's your other one? Roman nearly fell off his chair when he heard the other one.
Thank you for choosing us.
Thank you for choosing us.
That was by the,
How'd you come up with that
the
one?
youngsters in the office came up with that.
What,
That
they
was
12?
No, they're about 28 actually.
Yeah, I think you can do better than that. Can you come up with a new strap
I got
line
a
for
new
us?
strap line.
Go.
Life's too boring to wear garbage. There you go.
Life's
we
too
go.
boring to wear garbage. That's fantastic. On that note, I'm going to let you, Paul, give the outro, which is going to be the Spencer's immortal words of, if you haven't dealt with this yet, it's only a matter of
In
time.
your own words.
If you haven't dealt with stuff, if you haven't dealt with us yet, Gov, it's only a matter of time.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a
Good
safe
night,
week.
guys.